Hello there, my name's Mark, and thank you for joining me on my vlog for my tabletop skirmish games. Today I'm going to be doing a time-lapse and overview battle report of Kill Team Arena campaign. I've played two Kill Team Arena campaigns. I'm saying Arena, sorry, it's just Kill Team campaign, where we can play standard Kill Team and we can play Arena or we can play Commanders. It basically depends on your opponent on the day. And so far I've played the Death Guard Nurgle in Arena, and I played a normal game of Kill Team versus the Deathwatch, which are the Emperor's Emperor's finest black-clad Space Marines. I myself am taking the Aleutian Star Striders. You're going to see my paint progress in these two games. In the second game I've got paint on my doors and terrain, and I've got paint on all my models. They've at least got 3 colours each, and I'm adding more details as I go, so I hope that improves my videos a little bit. So the first game, let's see, it was versus the Death Guard. We chose it to be the Hidden Vaults mission, so that means there were 4 doors, and basically it was an aim to try and control the central doors. They were worth more, and then you had your arena objectives as well. I was a little bit psyched out, because I'm always psyched out when I'm playing the Death Guard. I know they're tough, I hate their invulnerability save, and the number of poxworkers that they can field as well, and that nasty flail unit that they have. So I'm just intimidated whenever I see them. I think I've beaten them at least twice now. But something about them, they strike fear into me. So this game was about securing the doors. I think I sort of lost sight of that. In the first game, because this psyching out, I don't advance. I don't do the assault roll where I can move an extra dice worth of movement. So I'm a little bit hung back after the first turn, which puts me far away from some of these scoring doors. My opponent does kind of let me move one of my models, because technically I could have got one of the doors, so he says, yeah, let's make it a better game by keeping the scores a little bit tighter. So it's very nice of him for letting me do that. It didn't really amount so much anyway, because technically you've already known in the video that I lost, I think I've mentioned that. So how did I play the game? I had my gunners, my leader, and the rotary cannon gunner go down the left-hand flank, and then my assassin, 2 voidsmen, a dog and a medic go down the right-hand flank. They were definitely assaulting, because they wanted to try and get to my opponent's side door. I tried to avoid the middle, and I think that was a big no-no tactical-wise, because he ended up getting into the middle room and having his poxwalker just lock the door. When my leader tried to get in, and he says, nope, I'm going to keep this door shut. I couldn't pass my rolls to open that door. Can't remember how I spent my CP. I know my assassin got locked in combat early on, right on the far side of the game board. And then my voidsman and such, I took one of the arena objectives to control the 4 quarters. It's harder than you think. It just is harder than you think. I guess it might depend on the arena map and the accessible tunnels and such. But it didn't. It's like till turn 3 that I've actually got the 4th quarter, which is going to start scoring me points. My opponent went for much easier to score arena objectives, so that's why I eventually won the game. He had the dominance one where it has to be in the centre, and his guys are just big and meaty and fugly, and they sat in that centre room, locked the doors, and came out when necessary, when it was less of a threat to him that I could get in. Technically, the doors are the objective, so I could contest them from outside. But if he was inside, he was scoring his dominance. He was closest to the centre. Me being on the outside, I couldn't contest that because I was locked out of that room. I think it's what I'm trying to get to there. So my assassin fluffs a roll. My medic uses the Stimpack to give her more attacks and also heal her flesh wounds. So she does stay in the game a little bit longer. At least she does tie up one of his units on the far side of the board, but it's just basically 2 good units locked out of the game in the wrong place. My dog and a voidsman sort of try and take out. They contest another door. Ultimately, he wins the game. I think I can't say much more than that. You can watch it as you can see me going around the flanks. We're just getting locks in, and then my gunners, because of the catacomb effect, my gunners are very ineffective because they didn't dash in the first turn. So the next 2 turns they're really on catch up, trying to get into that central room. I lost 2 intelligence for losing, and I only lost Voidsman. I don't think there was much blood lost in the game, because I didn't expect him to play so defensively, I guess. I thought he was going to charge me and get stuck in a meaty. But I was out-thwarted by the terrain and the superior tactics of Nurgle that day. So I got a little bit XP for people turning up to that mission, but not enough to level anyone up. The second game, we played a normal kill team game, 100 points. We played Take Prisoners. Again, I was intimidated. We were discussing taking commanders, but he actually had all his army lined up. And wherever I would have just added my commander, he would have added a commander and several more Deathwatch. So I think, let's see what a normal kill team plays like. I haven't played normal kill team for a while. But we were playing Take Prisoners, which pretty much a close combat orientated one, where you score points by taking out a unit while you have a unit within 1 inch and there's no other friendly units of the enemy within 2 inches of the unit that you killed. Yeah. Fluffy to read. I think he won all the initiatives. So a big swinging point in this game was me basically obliterating our combat pools by trying to do decisive strikes with my assassin. The first turn was a bit of a mop the brow for me. He had some sort of auto hit weapon which moved straight up and attacked my cult assassin straight away. I think he caused a flesh wound only. Luckily I have invulnerable saves on her, and she was in the Van der Gast invulnerability bubble as well. I know she didn't get 2 saves, it was a 1 save anyway, but I managed to just score a flesh wound, and then in the next turn my medic could move up and heal that flesh wound to keep me combat effective, basically. By the second turn, I think we were pretty much charging each other. We did play with the optional rule of, what do you call it? It's the one where you plant traps or do skirmishes and advance, etc. I can see it here. Fight phase, injury roll, no. Advance rules, terrain, kill zones, missions. Covert war, is that it? Yeah, scouting phase, that's what it is. I did plant traps. We both planted traps, actually. I won the roll-off. I think I put it in an obvious place and he sort of skirted around it anyway. It's one of those where, it's going to go off. I didn't go close enough to it. So then all of his other guys walked past it anyway. I took out one of his guys with a long-range rotary cannon. I do love the 2 damage of that rotary cannon. And then the rest of it was, I think, lucky rolls for me, where I managed to get flesh wounds, and he failed his 3-up saves, etc. like that. As I mentioned, I've used my command points to do decisive strikes, so even though he charged, I could use my decisive strike to hit him first, and then he had to maybe use the same power to try and roll off, but I think I was winning the roll-offs. So the Dice Gods were favouring me. It wasn't a Chaos God or an Emperor God, it was a Dog God that was watching this game. My dog did very well. I think he took out 2 of the Deathwatch Marines for me. He's just like a slightly better Voidsman. He's a Scout Voidsman. So he scored some points there. And my shotgun leader, once one of his guys failed his rolls, my shotgun leader ran around the back. I spent all my command points, so I couldn't use my execution shell, but I was still effective with a shotgun at short range, popping off one of his Deathwatch as well. The rest of the guys, we were then locked in combat, and my guys dropped their las guns and just moved in with their pistols, etc. to jab them on the head. And that's how that game ended up. It was a mobbing in and mop up. I guess it could have been a draw on the 4th turn, but luckily I did score that fatal last wound, earning me the points and earning me a victory here. So I've won one and lost 1 so far in the Forge Kill Team campaign. If you are interested and you are local, you can still join it. Look it up on the Facebook group for the Forge, and happy to do catch-up games. After these games, after the campaign games, just to try and keep things lively and keep different kill teams on my channel, I did play a NIDS game. I played NIDS versus the Star Striders. We had a new player turn up. He didn't bring his armies, so I lent him my Star Striders. We played another arena game, and I played the Tyranids. I just mocked up a quick Tyranid list. I had 3 warriors, a couple of Termagants, a couple of Hormagaunts. What did we play? Interlopers, I think. It was a fairly even game. Again, I think I lost the ball on what the objectives were. So I think it came out about scoring of 13 to 12. Could have been a bit more on the ball. I think my big bases of my units held me back in some areas, and he played the dog, and again I was followed by locked doors. I had Hormagaunts just tearing down at doors, and I couldn't get through. I couldn't roll that 5+ I needed to say, right, I want this door open. And when I did, then it would have been not in my favour anymore, because my other units decided to go the long way around. So I don't think I used the Tyranids to their best advantage there, and I probably need to remake that roster with a bit more thought. So I enjoyed that. What else did I play? I think I don't know if I had a second game though after the first. Oh yeah, we did just play. We played a Commanders game. I've got a video of it, but it didn't video very well. But Commanders versus Death Guard, and boy did he bring a lot of Poxwalkers when it came up to 200 points. It had my Death Cult Assassin basically. It looked like a scene from The Walking Dead. Michonne just taking out Poxwalkers left and right. I think I won the game, actually. It was a Commander versus Commander kill mission. Because it was a fun game, we basically charged the commanders at each other. And Alucia Vane had 2 of her Mortal Wound powers go off. Which I think I won. Can't remember. It was a week or 2 ago. I know I should have done the video sooner while it's fresh in my mind. Again, look below. There'll be still photos. There'll be captions on the photos on my blogger website below. If there are no captions yet, it'll be work in progress. I will get there and review it if you're interested in that. Right. Otherwise, enjoy. Just one more thing, an afterthought of my leveling up with the Star Striders. So the Star Striders are, from the box, they're just 100 points. And if you want to go to 200 points, your commander can be a 100-point commander by herself, or you can do her of different levels. I think it's something like 45, 50, 75, 100, something fairly simple like that. But if you're just playing a 100-point game, and you're playing a campaign, once something levels up, basically I'm going to have to drop something from my Star Storage stream, and that's tricky for me. I'm trying to now think what is best to drop. So there are 3 basic Voidsmen who have no special powers. I thought you needed to take 3 people from a fire team to level them up, because I know when I played my Imperial Guards, my standard Guardsmen did really well when they get a couple of those special ability levels up. Some of them are really good, like not dying on a 4, I think. Rerolling 1s in shooting or in combat. Something about nerve tests, I think, and extra movements. They're probably in dwindling order there, but if you get those reroll 1s or the extra toughness on the flesh wound roll, I think that is pretty much key for keeping guys on objectives and such like that. So I'd like my Voidsman to level up, but then I'm going to have to lose one of my specialists. The dog's a prime guy to go. I guess he's still on my roster. I can always bring him back in. But then it's down to the rotary cannon gunner, heavy gunner. The leader, you always need a leader, I think, so he has to stay. And so it's between the medic, the assassin, and the rotary cannon gunner. I quite enjoy the medic. My medic's now leveled up to level 2, and she's now got field medic. I think that means if anyone is in 3 or 6 inches of her, and they take a flesh wound, I can roll a dice. If I roll a 6, they ignore that flesh wound, which seems fairly nice. Seems a little bit Necron-esque, maybe. Maybe a little bit rare and consequential, but I know it's nice to have. Because she has been doing well for me, because she's leveled up, because she's been doing well for me. She's been healing people, and she did keep my Death Cult Assassin alive in both my last 2 missions. I like her following my Death Cult Assassin around for that very reason. So then that leads me to dropping either the Death Cult Assassin herself, because some games she's been great, and some games she has just fluffed it, because she, unlike the gunner who can sort of hang back and take a couple of shots, if she goes into combat, because you can retaliate in combat, if she fluffs a roll in a charge or gets charged first, she can be gone before she becomes a useful piece. So do I drop her? It might depend on the mission that I get. But if I drop one of these, I think the Death Cult Assassin is 25 points. I can't remember off the top of my head what the medic is. I think it's 17. I don't know what the gunner is. But if I drop one of these and say I only needed 2 or 3 more points just to keep my leader leveled up or something like that, then I can't fill in the gap with an extra voidsman. I guess I could ask my opponent, can I take another voidsman? But from the book and how it's written, they say a maximum of 3 voidsmen. So by the rules, I shouldn't be introducing anyone else to fill in a gap. So that could mean that I'm down. I could be down by 10 points. I haven't looked into the nitty-gritty of the maths. I don't know if I'm going to be down by 10 points, which will at least give me a CP, which is quite nice for the Star Striders. They've got a lot of uses for CP. Or I'll just be down by points, and I'm taking that hit with very little benefit. So tough choices to make. What choice would you make? I guess it's got to be. I could drop the Voidsman altogether and maybe have 1 or 2 leveled up Star Strider specialists. So I'd probably be losing the dog and the 3 Voidsmen. They're around about 6 points each, 7 points each when they level up, etc. And the medic, the gunner, the assassin, and because I'm only a 9-body team anyway. Am I 9? I think I'm 9. So losing a body puts me down to 8, and I don't feel that special. Even with my 2 wounds, I don't feel that hard. I know it's only 4 turns if I get people to play Arena. Should I now go into asking people to play Commanders? I think a lot of people that I've played are willing and do bring Commanders. But as I say, when I've seen the board spread and what they can bring compared to me bringing Lucia Vane, it gets me worried. I don't know what's going to happen. So stay tuned for my future games. Subscribe and like below if you're to see how I go in that decision tree. So, reps. Thank you for watching Dice Tales Skirmish War Games video blogs. Hopefully seeing a bit of Journeys in Middle-earth, Eden, and I'm going to also be joining an Infinity campaign as well, so that'll be going on my channel. That's a complex, in-depth game. I know I watch Vol SC on YouTube. He does a very good job of reporting his Infinity games. I don't think I'm going to do as good a job as him. I'm also want to be learning new YouTube tricks, but we'll see how that goes. So there should be 3 games cycling along in the background, a Tyranid game, and 2 campaign games, Deathwatch and Nurgle, and me playing Elysian Star Striders. So, thank you for watching Dice Tales. Have a nice day. Thank you for joining. Bye.